Aunt Rosa sat back when the Bursar letter showed who broke my tuition payment plan. I got called irresponsible at the scholarship banquet my college hosted for students who stayed on the dean's list while working at least 20 hours a week. That would have been survivable if my father had not said it in front of my aunt, my grandmother, two donors, and the financial aid woman who helped me rebuild my payment plan last fall. The banquet was in a hotel ballroom near campus. Students were allowed 2 guests. I invited Grandma and Aunt Rosa because they asked questions before deciding what kind of person I am. Dad came. Anyway, for a month he had been telling relatives I nearly lost my spring classes because I forgot a tuition payment and expected him to save me. It spread because it fit the family version of me he likes best. Bright enough to mention, unreliable enough to manage. What actually happened was smaller and meaner. When I enrolled for spring, Dad promised to cover 1 installment so I could avoid the emergency loan cycle. He asked me not to tell Grandma because he did not want praise for doing basic father stuff. I built my budget around that promise and signed the plan. Then January showed past due. The Bursar's office told me the parent contribution had been removed from the payer portal before withdrawal. I thought it was a glitch until Dad stopped answering direct questions and started saying I needed to learn accountability. I emptied my savings and worked out a reinstatement plan with financial aid so I could stay enrolled. I never told the family because I was embarrassed and because Dad would have said I was weaponizing private help. At the banquet, everything stayed fine until dessert. My advisor told Dad I had done excellent work this year. That should have been enough. Instead, Dad leaned back and told Rosa it was nice the college celebrated perseverance because Mia almost learned the hard way that deadlines still matter, even when your family gets tired of bailing you out. Rosa stopped with her fork halfway up. Grandma looked at me. I said I met every deadline once I got the real information. Dad laughed and said the real information was that adults pay tuition before takeout. Rosa asked what bailout he meant. Dad said he covered a missed installment after I let it slide, then got blamed for expecting honesty about my spending. The problem for him was that I had the reinstatement packet in my tote because financial aid wanted me to bring it to the donor table. I pulled out the letter and handed it to Rosa. The top page listed the original payer cancellation date, the hold warning date, and the reinstatement approval after I made my own catch-up payment. The payer name was there too, Daniel Mercer, my father. Rosa read it once, then out loud read the line that mattered. Authorized third-party contribution removed by listed payer prior to scheduled withdrawal. Grandma took the packet from her. Dad reached for his water and missed the glass. That was the room change. Now this was not me forgetting tuition and needing rescue. It was my father backing out of a promised payment without telling me, then retelling the scramble like proof of my character. Rosa asked why the family had heard a story about my irresponsibility when the notice said he pulled the contribution himself. Dad said he canceled it because he wanted me to learn not to depend on people. Grandma asked whether teaching that lesson really required risking my classes and lying about it later. My advisor had come over by then because the table had gone so silent. She looked at the letter, understood enough, and quietly said the college was proud of how I handled the hold. Dad did not have anywhere to put his version after that. The banquet kept going. Names were called, photos were taken, but Dad lost the soft authority he borrows from public settings, because once that Bursar letter was in Rosa's hands, everyone at our table knew exactly who broke my payment plan and exactly who tried to pin the shame on me.